we are reading, finally, about the nature of Kundalini, since we have laid the groundwork to understand this serpent power. In Sanskrit, the term Kundalini is based on several words and therefore has several meanings. The word ending E indicates that it relates to the feminine principle and deals with a form of Shakti, energy, and Prakriti, nature. Kunda means a hole or a well into which all debris and rubbish is thrown. In time, the rubbish loses its original form and disintegrates into a formless mush, in which the individual components are no longer recognizable. In a similar way, our impressions from earlier lives lie like an amorphous substance deep in the unconscious, which is the Muladhara Chakra. And does anyone know which chakra that is? The lowest of all chakras, in which all of our, yes, that's right, the root chakra, in which all of our subconscious impressions lay. That is the Kunda, the hole or well of all of our experiences. But Kundala means a ring, or generally an earring. A ring or a circle has neither a beginning nor an end. It is infinite, and that is why it is a symbol of creation. Cosmic energy is circling constantly. We do not know when the universe began and how long it will last. The other roots of Kundalini are Kundalin, which means serpent, Kala, which means time or death. So what is the connection between all these terms? Well, the symbol of the snake has many meanings: ignorance, energy, unhappiness or happiness, death, time, change. Speaking of the Bible, we've all heard the story of the serpent in the Garden of Eden, or the two serpents around the staff of Hermes, or how Moses threw down his staff, turned into a serpent. There's lots of serpents in the Christian tradition and in traditions all around the world. In Indian mythology, Lord Vishnu, the preserver, rests on a 1,000-headed snake and sends out the first vibration, the spurna, from which the entire universe evolves. And a symbol of love, a wedding ring, shares Trisha. I love that connection. The symbol of the snake also refers to the poison and danger that lies in ignorance. Like in the classic saying that in the darkness we confuse a rope for a snake. Oh, there's a cute little spider on my arm. Are you poisonous like a snake? Oh, you're a jumping spider. There, you can go make a web off the Yamsox. Ignorance is as poisonous and deadly as a cobra. But poison can also heal and have a life-saving influence. It's said that small amounts of cobra venom can act as a medicine. Knowledge about its correct application and dosage is the important thing. So just as the power to heal is contained in a poison, supreme knowledge lies dormant in the quote-unquote ignorance of the unconscious. Just as a snake bite can suddenly change our life, when the Kundalini awakens, our consciousness changes fundamentally and we reach another dimension of space and time. Is there a twig in my hair? You are right, Gaia. You have very good eyesight. I think it's a piece of grass even. At this point, I would like to correct one common misconception about the so-called rising of the Kundalini. The translation, serpent power, gives rise to a frequent misunderstanding. The concept that a feeling like a snake crawling along the spinal column comes with the awakening of the Kundalini is totally false. Rather, the awakening of the Kundalini means the awakening of the inner knowledge. The path of the Kundalini proceeds from the Muladhara Chakra, the root chakra, at the lower end of the spinal column, up to the Sahasrara chakra, the ground chakra, at the top of the head. But its awakening is not a physical occurrence. It consists exclusively of a development in consciousness. This becomes more noticeable as our perceptions of cosmic vibrations and radiant energy, tattvas, become more sensitive, and our understanding of the connections and laws within the universe deepens. We need to gain the experience in order to acquire the knowledge. Each experience, whether good or bad, increases our understanding. Clarity arises through knowledge. With the awakening of the Kundalini, our consciousness expands and we become aware of the truth. Its awakening brings with it pure joy, pure knowledge, and pure love. An enlightened one, a person whose Kundalini has awakened, radiates with such an all-embracing love, purity, power, and goodness that everybody feels drawn to such a person. Occasionally, in yoga literature, Kundalini is connected with Tantra. And in Tantra, the worship of Shakti, the Divine Mother, is the focal point. And occult powers, and is considered as something dangerous. Like every other form of energy, one must also learn to understand spiritual energy. From childhood onwards, we learn how to deal with internal and external energies. Whenever we run into something new and unknown, we always need some time, as well as practice and proper instruction, before we are able to deal with it. And so it is with the power of the Kundalini. In order to be able to integrate this spiritual energy, careful purification and strengthening of the body and nervous system are required beforehand. Sometimes an ambitious aspirant may force the rising of this energy through excessive and vigorous practices without being properly prepared for it. Instead of enlightenment, such an impatient person more often than not brings about considerable mental disturbances and at times even permanent damage to the psyche. However, do not blame the Kundalini, but blame stupidity or incorrect techniques. Whoever faithfully follows the path of a spiritual master, as they give it, will certainly not suffer such consequences. Sri Mahaprabhuji said, Kundalini is the Divine Mother. A true mother never causes harm or does anything bad to her children. Kundalini Yoga is a pure spiritual science that leads to enlightenment and God realization under the guidance of a spiritual master. Those who write about the supposed danger of this path either do not have a master or do not follow their instructions. So, if a person expresses negative views about Kundalini, ask that person about their relationship with their spiritual master. Often it will be found that the cause of the problem lies in the fact that they have acted without appropriate guidance or has ignored the advice of their master. Therefore, do not allow such voices to create uncertainty and confidently follow the advice of a guru. It is important to be patient and moderate, not to force and not to cling on to ideas such as how it will be or how it should be. When it happens, perhaps you will not even know how and when it has taken place. because the spiritual power within you has unfolded so naturally and imperceptibly. And we will pause our reading of the hidden power in humans. What a great introduction into Kundalini. Next time we'll talk about the nadis, the energy channels upon which the prana, such as Kundalini, flow. And there's an amazing diagram of such nadis that extend in and outside the body and the energetic field of a human being.